Hey, folks. I'm gonna give it a second for folks to get on in here. We got a lot to talk about, and I'm late. What's up, Hill? Good to see you. I'm cleaning things off as we talk. If you are joining me on Substack, YouTube, or Facebook, please make sure that you speak in the comments so that I can see you and I know that you are there. Yes, it is. Your bubby did it for you. So let's get into it because there's a lot to talk about. What's up, Lisa? Hey, Carolina. What's up? I can't see. It's going so fast. What's up, Win Dixie? Hello, LAF Lynn. What's up, Witch? How are you? Hey, Robin D. Lavonda, good to see you. Hey, Becky. What's up, VJ? Hello, Renee. Good to see you over there on YouTube. Hey, Eli. What's up, Jennifer? Hey, Blue Honey Pot. Crystal, Dax, good to see you. Carol, Katzmandu. I'm glad to see you guys. What's up, Lisa, Chrissy, 2409, Cam, Becky, hey. Yeah, so listen, I know that I am 40 minutes late, but here's the thing. What's up, Grammy? So I get ready to cook the kids dinner at 6:15. I figure, hey, Jamie, I figure, let me just do this. That way they can eat. Then I can be live at 7 and life is good. And then inevitably I go to cook dinner. Do you ever do this where you order absolutely everything you need except one thing? And the one thing that you need, the meal can't be cooked without. That was me today. What's up, tech lady? Hello, Masani. What's up, Ali Nicole? And so it just kind of is what it is. I ended up having to order something because even though I got groceries, they didn't get here in time. So yeah, such is life. It's okay. Um, precisely when I am meant to. Exactly. Yeah, I was like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. So it just is what it is. So listen, there are lots of things that I want to make sure. What's up, Dilgrave? That I want to make sure that we talk about today. I want to make sure that you all, hey Pamela, good to see you. That we talk about the Department of Education and the absolute bullshit that they are trying to pull on our schools. Just literally weeks before kids are scheduled to go back. What's up, Lynn? What's up, chilling and grilling? And hey, Nancy G, good to see you. And life be life, and right, Candy Kiss, it is a thing. And hey, Carla. And so I want to make sure that we talk about that. Hey, Streeter, and I want to make sure that we also talk about the Jeffrey and the Don, but probably not in the way that you all think. What's up, Peach Blossom? I don't want to talk about a birthday card. I don't want to talk about whatever. What I want to talk about is in relation to the FBI and Senator Durbin. So I want to talk about that. As you all know, he is the minority leader of the Senate Judiciary. He's one of the people that I did contact last week, and so I'm interested in that. What's up, newer mama? Hey, Yvette. And I do want to talk about. Please don't let me forget this because I forgot to put it up here. There's a lot on this list today. What's up, Merlot? Hey, Yvette. But I want to make sure that I also talk about the Senate Judiciary with Emil Bouvet, whatever his name is, Bovey, whatever. I call him dishonest and corrupt. Hey, Conchita. Hello, Alvin. Um, so can somebody please not let me forget to talk about Emil and the Senate Judiciary and the confirmation hearings because it's going to be interesting. Hey, Amy, to see what happens between them and the parliamentarian when it comes to this week. So yeah, I'm excited about all of that. So thank you guys for not letting me forget. Hey, Penny GF, good to see you as well. Hey, Tammy Anderson. For those of you all who subscribe directly to me, I have a thought process now that it seems like TikTok is not going away. Um, what I thought is that I might redo the subscriptions. What's up, Mike Glover? And what I thought that we might do, hey Nance, is take the amounts that you subscribe for, subtract the $3 from it. And then so you can subscribe to me directly for the rest of the stuff, but take your $3 subscription back to TikTok just so you get all the stickers and all the things that go along with it. So let me know how that sounds to you all. What's up, Cheryl? Hey, Steel Wheel. And all of those things. That way you still get your stickers and what have you, but then you still get the other stuff, which we have to get back on track and meet. And we've got a lot of stuff to do. You do both, Tammy. Love that. You do both and you're okay with that. Okay. So if there's anyone that wants to do that and needs to do that, please let me know. Okay. You do both. Okay. It's whatever makes you happy. I just want to make sure that everybody has their stickers who want stickers and that sort of thing. Okay. Awesome. Appreciate it. Okay. So listen, there is, like I said, a lot to talk about. If you are new to, what's up, Dirty Bad Bloggers? If you are new to my live, do me a favor and put a 1 in the comments. Also, let me grab this damn cord before my phone. Grandson, can you come help me for just a moment? What's up, Just Jen? Hey, Grammy. Can you, my long cord to plug up my phone is, I think it's on the far side over there, but I need it with the cube that's on the end of it too. What's up, Alex? Hey, Laura. What's up, Janice? Baby, in the black thing that it, yeah, it's probably plugged up to Bella. Yeah.
It is plugged up.
Okay, can you unplug her? I plugged her up a long time ago. She's charged.
Okay. Where's yours?
Baby, is that the hold on, y'all.
I need the game is back.
Okay, we'll go. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm going to roughly give you guys, I'm going to run through. Hey, Thomas, good to see you. Happy Sunday to everybody. I'm going to very quickly kind of give an overview on all of these topics. And then I do want to talk about kind of, Virginia and New Jersey. I started working on your new round of graphics. Do you all want to see, one of them and what they are going to look like? You guys want to see one of those and what they're going to look like? Because I can show you. Yes, chilling and grilling. Yeah. So remember, the whole idea is to be able to take this information from that one big barbaric bill and make it real for people so that they understand exactly what's going on. Because quite frankly, people don't have the ability to, not don't have the ability, but it's not easy to fathom what it looks like when 15 million people lose health insurance coverage. It just sounds like such an abstract number and so big that it's hard to kind of put that into like, well, what does that actually look like in real life, right? And so I want to show you all how I'm going to make that local to people. How do we make that real for people, right? So the first thing that I did was I did those round of graphics that said, this is how many thousands of people in this congressional district are going to lose or are projected to lose their Medicaid benefits, which is Cardinal Care in Virginia, thanks to this bill, right? So that was the first round of graphics. It's in the link tree. It's there and available for you. And then what I wanted to do is be able to take that and say, okay, well, what counties does that include? And how many people are actually on Medicaid or Cardinal Care in those counties? What's up, Jay Nice? And what's really fantastic about this is that Virginia Medicaid actually has a map where you can do a drop down and you can pull it up by congressional district. And it's absolutely amazing and fantastic. And I was here yesterday, Nico. I was here yesterday. Hey, Daniel, good to see you. So let me kind of show you what the new ones will look like, just so that you can see them. Let me do this. Allow. Yes. Don't do that. Why is it? Oh, I bet it's because I am in. Hold on, y'all. Woof. No, I don't want to do that. Why is it? Oh my God. I don't like this. Give me a second, y'all. I don't want to do that either. I want to do cancel. I don't know why it doesn't want me to do that. Ooh, that's really weird. Yeah, listen, folks, let me tell you what I think about fake ass accounts or pitiful human beings that come in this room and go, are you male or female, right? Are you a girl or a boy? Here's what I think about that. I think that any person who asks that question because I'm wearing a baseball cap, right, has a really tiny, never mind, let me not say that. What I would say is that those people are not people that I even give the time of day. I mean, like, it's just really like, okay, I hope that, I mean, is that supposed to bother me? Sorry, I'm trying to show this damn thing and it doesn't want to do that. So, oh, I'm going to be able to do it now. Let's do this. Um, y'all know I am not kidding. Okay, here we go. Yes, awesome. Fantastic. Okay, so folks on Facebook, YouTube, and Substack, check out that graphic. And for you guys, I'm going to show you over here in TikTok land. So check this out and look how these are going to all be different. This is just the first one, so I want you to see what it looks like. Appreciate you guys. So see that? This is Virginia District 1. 16,000 of the 108,968 people receiving Cardinal Care health insurance are projected to begin losing their coverage in December 2026. Will it be you? These are the counties and the cities that are included in this particular district. So the goal is to have people actually see the number of people, hey Teresa, that is in their district, and the number of people that are actually on Medicaid in that district. So these are the people in Virginia who are receiving Cardinal Care currently, and 16,000 of them are projected to begin losing their benefits as of I read your blue honeypot. I read your thing. Awesome, Danny. So it's really kind of interesting to see what this looks like. Take a bow. I'm not sure what that number is that you put in there. I'm not sure what that number is that you put in there. But anyway, so that's what these are going to look like. So you might be wondering where I got the numbers from. So remember that the Centers for American Progress did a beautiful job of breaking down by congressional district the number of people that would lose their care. And then I went to the Virginia Department of Medical Assistance, and they have it where you can pull the numbers of the folks who actually have it. Yeah, no. So I know it's for, but the whole thing is even if you do a statewide take a bow, it's not local enough for people. It doesn't resonate with people like what it is for them. So if I put, this is how many people and how many of them in your area are going to lose it, and I list your counties, it's going to matter if you live in District 1 and you see your county and you understand, hey, Penton, you know what I mean? Okay, Teresa, yeah, send it on. So does that make sense? This is the reason why I want to make it so local. Statewide it doesn't resonate with people as much as it does when you can break it down and show it to people by county. So that is the reason why I am doing it this way, because I really want it to resonate with people and I want people to understand kind of what's happening with them, right? All the way down to the most local level possible. So it'll be all congressional districts. It will be the counties listed in those districts, cities too, if that's included, and then it will be whatever number out of the total number. And so I started those for Virginia today. So I'm excited about that, and not excited about the losses, the projected losses, but definitely excited about stop. But definitely excited about being able to pull this information out. Thanks, Riley. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I will be doing those for Virginia over the next day or two, and then New Jersey as well. And then Lisa has already pulled New Jersey data for me, which I'm excited about. So what we're going to be doing too is when we it's not in the link tree yet, Nico. I literally just started doing these by congressional district. Now, the very first set of images is in the Google Drive, right? It's already in the Google Drive that's available to everybody. So when you go to political resources, which Lisa, if you're on here, can we do that? The very first link that I want in the link tree is the resources political materials link. That way, if people go there and they are specifically looking for the images or the email templates and the things that I've created, I want that to be at the very top before they can like support me, before they can do any of those things, which by the way, I don't want the support me stuff all the way at the top. You can stick it somewhere near the top, but I hate to like, I know that you guys want people to support me and I do too. However, I don't like it when I go to somebody else's site, whether it's a candidate site or somebody else's organization, and the very first thing I see is please give me money. I hate that shit. So that's why my pay stuff was all the way down towards the bottom somewhere in there, and I just don't want that part at the top. So thank you. I know you're like, we want people to support Danny, and I hear you and I love it and all of that. I also just, I want the resources to be the first things that people see. And then they can put the support me stuff in the middle. So, okay. All right. So, all right. So let's get started. Things that I want to make sure that I talk about with you all. Okay. So that you all can come talk to me and join the panel and all those things. If you are on Substack, YouTube, or Facebook, and you want to join the panel over here on this side, right? This is the link to do that. I just put it in there. I'm dropping it in the Discord now. So one of my fabulous subscribers will grab it and they will throw it over there as well on Substack, Facebook, and the tube of you. That would be fantastic. Hello, Judy. Good to see you. So folks, do me a favor. If you are new, can you do me a favor and put a 1 in the chat, a 1 in the chat, a 1 in the chat, a 1 in the chat. And the reason why is because I need to be able to kind of give you level set. Masani, appreciate you. What's up? Hey, Sharon. Hey, Can Mom. If you're new to me, say hello. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1, put a 1, put a 1. So that I can kind of give you the ground, how we do things in this space. You may not be new and you may be new. So let me know. Hey, Tom Dunleavy, good to see you. And yes, I'm drinking a Red Bull at 8 o'clock at night. Don't judge me. How about that? Hey, Just Jen. Hey, NASA baby. All right. So listen, just to recap for folks, if you are new to this space, all right, I ask only for 4 things, especially if you're going to join my panel. Hey, Sharita. If you are going to join my panel, I especially want you to hear me say this. What we do here is have productive conversations, even if we disagree. That's really important. Even if we disagree, we have respectful conversation here. Sometimes it can be heated, it can be passionate, but it can still be respectful, right? So be respectful. Do not use slurs of any kind. The first time you use a slur, you're going to be booted out of here. Period, right? You'll get muted or booted. That's it. Third thing is don't spam my comments, right? I don't do trolls. Say what you got to say. Say what you want to say. Got it? And say it once, say it twice. But that's it. Don't spam my comments. Number 4, do not type in all caps. All caps is reserved for moderators and my folks that are vision impaired. If that is not you, do not type in all caps. Got it? So that's it. If you want to yell, scream, debate, shout, have a gotcha moment, just feel free to swoop right on out of here and go to somebody else's live. Got it? Okay, so now that we have level set, thank you, Cam, very, very much. So now we're going to kind of dig in and get into this conversation. So very quickly, left of center, I got you. Give me 1 second. Okay, so I want to give you, Teresa said, it's either Red Bull or red wine at this time in politics. I can't disagree with that. I can't disagree. All right, so Department of Education, how many of you all are aware that literally the night before, all of our states were supposed to get their federal funding for education this year, the administration's Department of Education sent an email to all of the states and said to them that the funding they're supposed to get the next day would not be coming. How many of you all know that? Yeah. So Here's the next thing to know about that is A, it's illegal. B, they're being sued. And I love it because it's a case that they're going to lose. And I think they know they're going to lose it. And they don't really give a shit that they're losing. Right. And so say it again. Okay. Gotcha. Just last week. So here's the thing. So here's what happened. So the night before, the federal funding for our schools was supposed to hit their accounts. The Trump administration's Department of Education sent an email to all of our states, boards of education, or their state Department of Education, and said, yeah, we're not sending you your funding that you're supposed to get literally tomorrow. It's not coming. We're not sending it. And it's illegal. Why? Because this money has already been approved by Congress, specifically for these states, specifically for these particular programs, for all of these things. It is illegal for them to not give that funding, period. So this is why so many of the attorney generals across the country have filed lawsuits against the administration. It is a lawsuit that the Trump administration will lose, right? They have lost many of them. And I believe they know they're going to lose it. They know they're going to lose it, and they don't care. All they want to do is the headline. All they want is the headline so that, the small group of people that support this kind of action is, see that they're doing something right now. What the people don't know, I don't know all of the ones that are suing. Take a bow. I know North Carolina is one of them. But let me just say this to you all, okay? So one of the things that's really, really important about all of this is that people need to understand how much money is being wasted in the court systems by this administration. All of these lawsuits that are taking place are costing the federal government a shit ton of money. And that's like, I can't say that enough. I cannot tell you enough how much money it is costing us with these lawsuits that they know they're going to lose. Not to mention, and that's before you think about the $450 million for the concentration camp in Florida, that before you take into account the 400 and some odd million dollars to move a satellite from Virginia to I don't know, Florida or Texas or some shit, right? All of those things were included in this one big barbaric bill. Okay. And, well, Chewy, you're welcome to come join me on the panel, my dear. And let me ask you this, Chewy, were you following me when Barack Obama was the president? Since you think I wasn't complaining? Hey, Nicole Bell, good to see you. So Chewy, either join the panel or you're going to get muted or booted from the live because you just want to troll. Got it? So those are the choices that you have. Join the panel like a big boy, right? Or get muted and booted. I don't give a shit which. So very quickly, I'm running things down, and then I've got you left of center. So Department of Education, I wanted to let you all know what was happening there. What can you do? Absolutely be contacting your school boards, contacting the administration, contacting your congresspersons, all of those things, right? Writing letters to the editor. I keep saying that, but I cannot tell you just how big a deal this is. Listen, folks, your voice, when it hits your local paper, when it hits your local or even your state level papers, right? If you record a video and you send it to, your independent, thank you, Titus, for taking out the trash. When you do that, it actually does make a difference. Do you hear me? It makes a difference. I would expect your principal to respond back, right? What I would say is that instead of like the actual principals, I would be talking to the school board. I would be contacting your state Department of Education, right, Cheryl? Yeah, I know, Cynthia. Just like I don't have any time for that. But listen, contacting your state Department of Education is huge because your state Department of Education is who relies on those funds, right? Your state Department of Education needs those funds to do everything that needs to happen for your kids, period. And this is the dumbest shit ever because well, your school board is who parents are going to complain to the most, right? But they are elected officials, right? They are elected officials, and when it comes to rolling out voucher programs and things like that, and whatever, your school board is going to matter, right? But my first thing that I would be focused on is my state Department of Education, right? Um, Not really even your superintendent of school, really, to be honest, but your state representatives. That would be what I would focus on: your state Department of Education, your state representatives, and then your school board, in that order. Okay. So that's Department of Education. Jeffrey and the Don. The thing that I am most concerned about with Jeffrey and the Don is the information that Senator Durbin put out when he contacted Kash Patel and Dan Bongino. How many of you all are familiar? Right. You want to ask them the plan without the money. Yeah. What's the plan for your school board without federal funding? But this is the thing that how many of you all know about this, what Senator Durbin has said? Who is Senator Durbin? Senator Durbin is the minority leader of the Senate Judiciary Committee. The Senate Judiciary Committee has been provided information, specifically Senator Durbin's office, that that said that there were members within the FBI who had been instructed to flag any mention of the president in the documents concerning Jeffrey. And Senator Durbin is concerned about this, obviously. Like, why is this a thing that we would be doing? He wants copies of the information and all of those things. Is it Nance's birthday? Am I getting that right? Is it Nance's birthday? Okay, Nance, give me a minute and we'll do birthdays. So we're going to talk about that. This is another reason why we're going to talk about the DOJ, in addition to what's happening with immigration. Oh, that's your mom. Love that, Jamie. Okay, got it, got it. And then we're also going to be talking about the DOJ with respect to Emil Bovey, with respect to Erez Raveni, with respect to Liz Hoyer, and with respect to the ethics director. And there's another person that I'm missing, but y'all get it, right? We are going to talk about ICE and immigration, specifically what the head of the ICE department had to say about his people wearing masks and why this was important. He seemed a little irritated when he did his press conference. So I want to address what he said and get your thoughts. And then we are going to address Israel and Palestine. It does appear that more attacks have happened at aid centers. And so those things are important. So really quickly, left of center is gone. Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and let's take care of Nance's birthday song. Let's do that. And then we're going to dive right in. Okay, you guys ready? Let me make sure I got this turned up. All right. It is Nance's birthday. Everybody sing along. This is how we celebrate birthdays around here. Ah, that ain't it. I heard it was somebody's birthday. I heard it was Nance's birthday. Yeah, PJ Panda birthday song. Today is your birthday. We're gonna say it loud. Today is your birthday. I know you're so proud. Today is your birthday. We're gonna turn it out. About to get a little wild out. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Nance, they're over here on TikTok giving you lots of TikTok love, lots of birthday love. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you. All right, so that is how we celebrate birthdays. We do trap birthdays around here, like elementary school ones. Okay, so I would like to hear your thoughts. I would like to hear from you. Um, appreciate it, Laura. Yeah, we just gotta, that's how we do it around here. Okay, so, um, Which one do you guys want to talk about? Y'all know I'm pulling up stuff. Oh, I brought it up right here. All right, so let me tell you the specifics that were asked about this, just so that you guys know. The DOJ, the Department of Education, the DOJ. Okay, so let me tell you what Senator Durbin said. All right, so I am cracking up. So the one you forgot to put in the banner. What did I forget to put in the banner? Because y'all know I forgot. Shit. What did I tell y'all not to let me forget? Oh my Lord, Jabber, you got banned. Ah, oh, Bovey. Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right, so let me kind of give you all this. All right, so let me tell you what happened with Emil Bovey. Okay, so you all remember that Emil Bovey is the DOJ is that was in the was that was part of the quote unquote how do I want to say this? He is the person that directed DOJ officials and said to them that they might need to consider telling the federal courts, quote unquote, fuck you, and disobeying court orders, right? So if you were not part of the lives where I talked about in depth what that looked like, went over the whistleblower complaint, went over how it was connected to the Kilmar Abrego case. If you weren't here for those things, please let me know. If you weren't here for that, please let me know, because this is really important stuff. And I'm okay even going over some of it again because it is so important. You weren't, Jeffrey? Okay. All right. So this stuff is so important. Masani, you missed it as well. Okay. What about Substack, YouTube, Facebook, folks? You were here for it all. Love that, Mama Dukes. Riley, you missed. Recap is good. Yeah. All right. So let's do this because this is really important. And there's a ton of you all that that missed it. So let's talk about it really quickly. Thank you all for hitting the goals. Um, I am gonna be on TikTok for a minute today. So yeah. All right. This is I told the kids this is so they don't mind me working tonight because this is TikTok. This is beach TikTok is what this is. I'm taking the grandbabies to the beach later on this week, and so TikTok money comes on Wednesday, right? So that's what this is. All right. I am pulling these up for you guys. You ready? All right, here we go. This is the whistleblower complaint, which I will be happy to go back over with you. This is also the July 2nd filing that happened from Kilmar Abrego Garcia's attorney. We're going to talk about this. Yeah, Rylene, that happened the other day. Some people are seeing their stickers and some people aren't seeing their stickers. I don't really know what's going on with TikTok, right? But we're going to talk about that. And then there's one more that I'm missing because there's 3 documents. Oh, I don't care about the other one. But oh, thanks for the crab, Janice. So listen, the third one is you got new ones today. What the heck? I just got on my phone, all 3 TV, because I'm moving around the house. I love that, Valerie. Okay, so let me just tell you. So I don't care about the third one because it is never mind, in my hands. It's the declaration from Robert Cerner. All right, so I'm going to walk you through all 3 of these documents. You've got new stickers. I added stickers like a week or 2 ago. Anyway, thanks, Denise. Appreciate that. All right, so let me tell you what the deal is. All right, so everyone is familiar with the Kilmar Abrego Garcia case, right? Everybody knows that he is now back here, right? Tammy Anderson says she has fan club stickers, and then below them are the Danny stickers. What's up, Abdul? I don't know, you guys. I don't have an answer. I do love the little join sticker though, Laura. I love that. Okay, so listen. Um, you want to share this information. Thanks. And those were just like the recaps. They weren't even like the major parts. Or they were the major parts, but not all of it that goes with it, right? So check this out. Okay, so listen. So I'm gonna walk you through the Kilmar Abrego Garcia timeline, and then I'm gonna add to it when it converges with the DOJ. Is that cool? Okay. What I'm not going to do is go all the way back to the Kilmar Abrego Garcia 2019 case. What I'm going to do is tell you that, thank you, Candy Kiss. Y'all, when y'all see me do that, I'm not crazy. On TikTok, they put a little dragon head on me and it blows out fire. So, so that's what I'm doing. I look real crazy over here on YouTube and Facebook and Substack when I do that because they can't see the dragon head, but whatevs. Um, so so listen, so here's what we know, okay, is that at that 2019 case, I do love dragons. What's my YouTube, Miss Mellis? It is at the Danny Cook, same as here on TikTok and Substack and Facebook. Yep, at the Danny Cook, same on Blue Sky as well. All right, so listen, so at the end of that 2019 case, here's what you need to know is at the end of that 2019 case on October 10th. So the second hearing for Kilmar Abrego Garcia was on September 27th. On October 10th, the immigration judge in that case said that he had met the burden of proof, that he was more than likely going to be persecuted if he were returned to El Salvador. So he was granted a withholding of removal for 10 years. In addition to that, thanks, Brandy. In addition to that order with that withholding of removal for 10 years, he was required to check in with ICE every single year, which he did diligently. The last time he did that was on January the 2nd of this year. So January 2nd, 2025, Kilmar Abrego Garcia checks in with ICE every year, like always, and nothing happens. ICE doesn't detain him. Like there's no questions about his status. He just has a regular check-in and then he goes on about his business. He goes home. Fast forward 3 days later, after we have a new presidential administration. And when you go to 3 months, you get into March 12th. So on March 12th, here's what has happened. So Kilmar Abrego Garcia and his wife, who is an American citizen, has a baby. No, Bob, I haven't forgot about those allegations in Tennessee. I think you forgot about due process and innocent until proven guilty, though. That's what I think you forgot about, Bob. But if you would like to discuss it, you're welcome to join the panel. Bob said that I forgot about him smuggling people into the country. And that's still not even what the charge is, Bob. I think you forgot what the actual charge is. The actual charge is not that he brought people into the country. The charge was that he trafficked them across the country. That was the charge. But I want you to make sure that you understand what a charge is. A charge is an allegation, right? That someone has done a thing. And then people go through due process, and it is the burden of the state or the prosecutor to prove that that person has actually done it. The burden is on the prosecutor to prove that that is in fact what they did. And video from a traffic stop, that's not enough, especially since he wasn't arrested at that time. That is the beauty of due process and the 14th Amendment and the Fifth Amendment in this country. Yes, Abdul, we love facts here. So I haven't forgotten about those allegations. I just also remember due process and that it is the government's burden of proof to prove that someone did in fact commit a crime. And there's been no proof of that at any point in time where Kilmar Abrego Garcia is concerned. So if you need any other lessons on the Constitution, due process, just feel free to let me know, Bob. I'm happy to accommodate. I am here to help. So as I was saying, when we get to March the 12th, Kilmar Abrego Garcia has a 5-year-old son, in addition to the 2 children that his wife had from a previous marriage. So he has finished work. Now, where was he working? He was working. He was part of a union. He was working as a sheet metal person, right? And he was actually in school at the University of Maryland to become a licensed sheet metal fabricator, welder, or whatever. Okay. So he finishes his shift at his job and he goes to pick up his son from the grandmother. Now, things that you should know about this son is that his 5-year-old little boy was born with an underdeveloped outer ear, and they later determined that he is deaf in one ear. They also have since diagnosed his 5-year-old little boy with autism. He is also he has a speech disorder with which has left him nonverbal, and he is intellectually disabled. Right? No worries, Robin D. And so this is his son that he is picking up from his grandmother's house, from the boy's um Laura. He would have had a TIN number. Yeah. So so here's what happens. He picks up his little boy and they are driving down the road, and all of a sudden they are pulled over by ICE. Remember, this is March the 12th. When ICE pulls him over, he is told only that his quote unquote status has changed. There's no specifics given as to how the status has changed. Changed to what? Why was it changed? Like, none of that happens. The only thing that he is told is that his status has changed. Now, what's important to know right here in this moment is the only way that his status could have changed is if ICE had actually made a motion, or like they had moved to reopen that previous case where he was granted withholding of removal, which they had not done. Right? Matter of fact, when he was granted that withholding of removal, they didn't even appeal it. So you would think that if he was such a concern, if they were so concerned about him, if he was such a danger to the community, they would have appealed it at the time, but they did not in 2019. So when ICE pulls him over and they say, listen, your status has changed, it's not accurate because nobody has moved to have that status change, which is legally required. Again, the beauty of due process, right? Hey, Katrina. So here's what happens after that. So he is taken out of the vehicle. His son is in the back seat. Remember what I just told you: nonverbal, deaf in one ear, on the spectrum, right? And Kilmar Abrego Garcia is handcuffed and he's put into an ICE vehicle. At that time, his wife is then contacted. She is told that she has 10 minutes to come and get their son, or their son will be given over to CPS, which is Child Protective Services. Okay. His wife arrives. She gets their son. She is allowed to speak with him for just a few minutes. In that exchange, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is obviously confused. He's distraught. He's crying. What's up, DeBoss? All of those things. And that's it. And then he's whisked away. Okay. So immediately his wife begins to try to locate him in the ICE detainee database. Like, there's a database where you can try to see where people who are being detained by ICE are in the locator. What's up, Carl? And she's not able to do that. What we do know is for the next couple of days, he's moved around quite a bit. He's gone from detention in Maryland to Louisiana until finally he ends up in Texas. Now, during this entire time, he is saying to them, listen, I have judicial reprieve, right? I have legal status right now. I am supposed to be where I am and all the things. Okay. So here's what happens. And he tells them, listen, I need to speak to an ICE agent. I need to go before a judge. And all the time he is being told, you're going to have that opportunity. You're going to have that opportunity. Matter of fact, when you get to Texas, you're going to go before an immigration judge. So he complies, right? Signs the paperwork, goes to Texas with the belief that he is going to go before an immigration judge. Gets to Texas, and for the first time overhears guards talking about that he and the others are being deported to El Salvador. right? And so, so they're on their way. When he finds that out, he immediately, when he talks to his wife that evening, says, "Listen, I need you to get in touch with my mom in El Salvador. Let her know that I'm being deported to El Salvador, so that she and my family can come get me. Need to come get me, right? Because at this point, he knows he's in danger if he goes back to El Salvador, right? So his wife does that. What's up, River Ray? And then on March 15th, he is in fact deported to El Salvador via plane. This is where, at this moment, this is where the stories converge. This is where the timelines come together, starting March 14th and March 15th. And this is where the DOJ and Kilmar Abrego Garcia, his journey come together. And this is where you get a really good picture of the corruption that exists within the DOJ, especially with regard to Emil Bovey, who has been nominated to be the Fourth Circuit appellate judge. Now, this is where I want to give you what happened last week very briefly. So the Senate Judiciary Committee was meeting, and the information that I'm about to share with you was covered in committee. The text messages, the emails that I'm about to share with you, they were shared with committee. Committee questioned him about them because they absolutely support the fact that he told DOJ attorneys that they may need to consider defying court orders and to tell the federal courts kind of fuck you, right? And so what happened is the Democrats who make up the Senate Judiciary walked out. Now, why does that matter to you? Because you might think, well, what the fuck does that matter? Because follow me, y'all. If they are the minority in the House, right, or in the Senate, then that means they are the minority on the committee. So that means that no matter if those Democrats, all of them voted against Emil Bovey, he was going to still pass through committee, right? So the Democrats said, well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. Instead of just sitting here and voting no, right, and him passing through committee because we were outnumbered, we're going to get up and leave and break the quorum. So many people have to be present in order for the committee to vote. Okay. So the strategy behind this, Senator Sheldon Whitehouse talked a bit about this. The strategy behind them walking out, because I didn't get it at first too. I was like, what the fuck does walking out do? Until I heard Senator Sheldon Whitehouse tell you why this happened. They walked out in order to break the quorum, which means the votes that they cast are not going to count. So this is now when you are going to see the Democrats that sit on the Senate Judiciary, they're going to have a fierce conversation with the parliamentarian because there was no quorum. So they're going to say, listen, there's no quorum. It doesn't count. So this is what is teeing up for the next move. So this is why I said, don't let me forget to tell you all. Because when I saw Senator Sheldon Whitehouse talk about this, I was like, oh, I get it, right? So, sometimes I feel like certain members of the Democratic Party aren't doing enough. And then I feel like, oh, that's a smart move because it was literally all they could do, right? It was literally all they could do was to break the quorum and try to nullify the vote. And then it sends it back into committee, right? Chess, not checkers, right? So we will see what happens. Now, why am I more than usual optimistic about this? Because we have seen that this Senate parliamentarian does in fact stick to the rules, right? We saw that with the things that she required to be removed from the one big barbaric bill, right? So my hope is that she's going to do the same. Yes. Yes, Tom. So, and I actually did contact Senator Durbin after Tom and Nicole had a fierce going around and around with me when I contacted them. Hey, Patricia, you are welcome. Ethan, good to see you. So yeah. So, hey, Blue Canary. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that. Now, let's get to So, hey, Titus, here's my thing with Cory Booker. I know he says that he's smart doing what he was doing. I still am really pissed at him because he voted to confirm Jared Kushner's daddy for his role. I still am like, Cory Booker, you still fucking suck right there on that thing, because I can't, like, I just need you to be all the way in on doing the things that are proper and moral and all the things, right? So here's what Cory Booker can do for me. He can explain to me why he voted in favor of Jared Kushner's daddy, who was pardoned by Donald Trump for the position that he was in, right? That's what I would like, right? That's what I would like. Just saying. If he wants me to have any whatever for him, that's what he can do for me. Okay. So I'm excited to see what happens when the Senate parliamentarian and the Senate Judiciary Committee Democrats talk to her about not having a quorum when this vote was cast, because it could mean really good things. What's up, Sea of Emeralds? So let me tell you how this DOJ whistleblowers case, Emil Bovee and Kelmar Abrego Garcia all come together, right? And that also, it will also shed some light on some of the other things that are happening within the DOJ. Listen, why didn't they do with the UN ambassador text? I'm Miss Mellis. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Your current favorite topic? Which one? I got several of them. Are you talking about Michael Waltz? Is that what we're talking about? Are you talking about Signal? You got to say Signal for me if that's what we're talking about. Yeah, Signal. Okay. What, baby? Oh, well, plug it up right there. Well, ask her because it's charged. Okay. Email and Garcia. Yeah. So, so there were several people that weren't in here when we talked about it before. Right, Daniel. The quorum makes more sense than just the appearance of rage quitting. Exactly. Yeah, the quorum when voting for, I think, listen, here's what I will say. The nominee for a UN ambassador. Okay, cool. The nominee for a UN ambassador, while concerning, to be honest, isn't as significant as a federal judge being appointed to an appellate court. Right? Like, I'm just saying. John Maddox, if you go to Mexico undocumented, what would they do? They have a whole immigration policy. Yeah, just like we do. They have a whole immigration process. So you can actually be in Mexico for 6 months, completely undocumented, before anything happens. So you do have time after that, just like you do in the United States of America, to file whatever kind of paperwork you believe applies to you. So the same way that you can come in undocumented and you have 12 months to file for asylum. Yeah. So like there's different processes just depending upon what you're going to do and what you need to do, John. So if you want to go to Mexico undocumented, don't worry. You're going to be okay. You've got 6 months to file your paperwork for whatever you want to do once you're there. Oh, Julia J, at least you got notified, right? I'm here. Yeah. So, y'all know I'm here to help, right? I'm here to help. So the question for those of you all that are on YouTube and Substack and Facebook, the question in the TikTok chat was, well, if I go to Mexico undocumented, what do they do to me? And I said, well, and you heard what I told them. So, right. Hope that helps, John. Safe travels. Because this is something frequent that people think. People think that the United States of America is the only country that has undocumented immigrants coming in, or that we're the only country that, has an immigration policy like this. And that's just a misnomer. It's not accurate. It's not true. And how do I know Mexico has one? Because I looked it up. I wanted to know what their immigration policy is, the same way I looked up Canada's, right? So it's often funny. Like what I would say to you is, if you really want to know something for certain, go look it up on that country's website, right? If you're going to ask something to make a point, channel Matlock, and remember, don't ask a question you don't know the answer to, especially if the answer is going to be one that you don't like. Just saying. It's helpful. It really is. So, John Maddox, if you're not going to Mexico, why were you curious as to what would happen if you go there undocumented? Yes, Ethan, absolutely. What's up, Indigo Spirit? I'm curious, John, if you're not going to Mexico, what were you asking for?
But I will do it now.
Because most countries will put you in jail. John, tell me what countries will put you in jail.
Don't blocks again.
What?
Don't know how to play blocks again.
So, John, what do you mean? What countries will put you in jail? Because it doesn't seem like you know that to be a fact. Oh, I know what he was trying to do, y'all. Come on. Of course I know. I just want to point out for the other, couple hundred people that are in here. What countries will put you in jail, John, immediately? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Hey, Yo-Yo. Because if you thought Mexico was one of them, John, and you were significantly wrong, it would stand to reason that you probably are incorrect when it comes to the other ones. So that's the difference between you and I, John. I actually have looked it up. That's how I know what happens when you go to Mexico and you don't. That's how I know. And you don't. All right. So I want to get into the DOJ piece of this. So here's what's happened. We are at March 14th. Okay. And a gentleman by the name of Erez Ruveni, who is a 15-year Department of Justice veteran. So he has worked in the Department of Justice for 15 years, which means he was there under Obama. He was there under Trump's first term. He was there under Biden's term. And he was there under Trump's second term. He received promotions. He received awards under many of those administrations, including the Trump administration. He is not a member of any particular party, just a great kind of middle of the road, nonpartisan government employee. So Mr. Ruveni was promoted on March the 14th of 2025. He was promoted to the position of acting deputy director of OIL. OIL stands for Office of Immigration Litigation. Office of Immigration Litigation. That was his position. He was promoted to that position on March the 14th. And pretty much damn near immediately after he was promoted, he was invited to a meeting. Okay. And I think it's really important that people know who all was in this meeting. This meeting took place pretty much following his promotion, right? His notice of promotion. He was told he was going to be promoted on March the 14th. It would be effective 7 days later on the 21st. And then they go into this meeting. The reason a meeting was called is because the president was going to sign a proclamation invoking the Alien Enemies Act. Okay. So, hey, not so loud, okay, babes? All right, so here we go. The Deputy Assistant Attorney General of OIL, who is Drew Ensign, he was at this meeting. The Principal Assistant Deputy Attorney General, Emil Bovey, was also present. So you're good to boss. Okay, cool. So remember that I just said that the Principal Assistant Deputy Attorney General, So that means the person working under Pamela Bondi. No. Yes. I had to do it in my head. Emile Bovee was also present. Counselor to the Deputy Attorney General, James McHenry, was also present. Associate Deputy Attorney General, Paul Perkins, was also present. And then, and so there were some other Office of Immigration Litigation attorneys there. And Mr. Ravenny's direct supervisor, August Flinte, he was also there. So Ravenny gets told, you're going to be promoted, right? It's going to be effective in 7 days. And then everybody gets called into this meeting and they are told that Donald Trump is about to sign this presidential proclamation that is invoking the Alien Enemies Act. Okay. Now, here's what happens. During this meeting, Emile Bovee indicates to everybody that's in attendance that that proclamation is about to be signed, and that following that, there would be several planes, one or more of those planes would be taking off with individuals subject to the AEA, and they were going to be taking off over the weekend, meaning Saturday, March the 15th, and Sunday, March the 16th. He did not provide any further details other than to say that those planes needed to take off, quote unquote, no matter what. These planes needed to take off. He then made a remark, and this is the remark that should matter to you and I. This is the remark that should matter to every member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. This is the remark that should matter to every senator that has to vote on this nominee to become a federal appellate judge. This is why every person under the sound of my voice, if I could sound like a Baptist preacher for a moment, should be emailing your senators about this nomination. Okay. He then says to everybody that there is the possibility that a court order would soon enjoin those removals before they could be effectuated. So what does that mean? He said, listen, there's probably going to be a lawsuit that happens. How are you going to get it and then ask me? Oh, are you giving it to me?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sissy. Did you want some cookie? I thought she was going to take it for herself, y'all. And maybe she was, but she gave it to me. I think she said, you want some cookie? It's a big ass cookie, and I don't want this cookie. Now you want a cookie, don't you, Bella? Bella has a significant sweet tooth. Bring me the Ziploc bags of cookies, please. Bella, Mila, shut the door so Titan doesn't get out, please. It's a pretty sunset, huh? Okay, so Mila. Hey, Bella, there's another bag too. Can you give it to me, please? Her mother apparently made cookies, and they are ginormous. I don't make cookies this big. So here. There's only one each. Mila, do you want your cookie? Mila, do you want your cookie?
It's almost full.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, go sit down, girl. Okay. Get an ice cream day today. Y'all know ice cream is my jam. I will take ice cream over cake, over cookies, over pie. I will take ice cream all damn day. All right. So anyway, so listen. They're chocolate chip. Okay, so check this out. So they're in this meeting, and not only does he say, listen, these planes are going to take off and they need to take off no matter what. He also says to them, listen, and there's probably going to be a court order that happens before we can make this happen. Yeah, baby.
I ate Cheetos already.
You did?
I ate this already.
That's okay. So he says after that, right? He says after that, oh my gosh, that the DOJ, I just want y'all to imagine this, the principal assistant attorney general says to this room full of DOJ attorneys that they would need to consider telling the courts, quote unquote, fuck you, and ignore any such order. So I would like to know your initial reactions to hearing that the principal assistant attorney general said to a room full of Department of Justice attorneys and litigators, hey, listen, we're going to put some people on a plane to deport them. Okay, these planes have to take off no matter what. There's probably going to be a court order that's going to happen before we're able to do that. And you might need to consider telling the courts, fuck you, and ignore the order. Disbar and fire him. But this is the guy that they are putting up to be a Fourth Circuit appellate judge. Why? Because he will do whatever they want. I don't care. But follow me. This is how important this is. How many court cases does Trump end up losing that ends up going to the appellate court, right? Before it goes anywhere else. This is why it is so important that he cannot be confirmed. He cannot be put in as an appellate judge. And any senator that votes for him needs to be impeached. Any senator that votes for this person to be an appellate judge needs to be impeached. Just so that we are clear, folks, it's time to stop. How am I trying to say this? Because I almost said a word that I don't want to say, but it's time to stop light footing around, right? It's time to stop light footing around and do what needs to happen. Right, Senator Senior Biz, right. So when he says this, according to Ares, right, kitty footing around. When he says this, Mr. Ravenny says that everyone in the room looks stunned. People look at each other like, what did we just hear? What are we witnessing? This has got to be crazy. This should not be a thing. And shortly after that, everybody is kind of like ushered out of the room. When Mr. Ravenny leaves, he's under the impression that even though this is what Emil Bovee said, this is not what's going to happen. And the reason he has this impression is because the Department of Justice has never, ever told any agency to ignore a court order. In fact, their job is to ensure that they give legal advice to the legal counsels of those departments, how that particular department, how that agency can actually adhere to those court orders. Like, that's their job. So when they leave, he's like, surely this is going to happen. And he talks to his direct supervisor, August Fuente. And after that conversation, he feels reassured that this is not something that is going to happen. Okay. Hey, Eric, good to see you. And so they move on with the day, right? They move on with the day. And then some interesting things take place. Okay. So, hold on. I did this the other day, and I want to make sure I put these back in the right order. Because when I did this the other day, y'all, I stapled like a couple of the pages in the wrong. Damn. Messed up my nail trying to pull a staple out. Give me a second. I want to put this in the right order. Okay. 11. 13. See, this is where I did something. 14. Here it is. I need to put 15 next. Hold on, y'all. I did. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. 17. Somehow I put them together and then I messed them up in the wrong order. Okay. So now we should be good to go. Now we should be good to go. I mean, he's qualified, Titus. So let me be clear. It is not that Emil Bovee isn't qualified. He has the legal expertise, right? You don't become the principal assistant attorney general because you don't know the law. The problem is he doesn't have the integrity to have the position. He doesn't have the honor. He doesn't have the morality. He doesn't have the commitment to honor the oath that he took, right? And so that's it. He is not underqualified. He just is not. He's not trustworthy to actually fulfill his commitments to the Constitution, and so that's the problem with him, right? That's the problem. So here's what happens. So after that happens, whoops, let me tell you what happens next. So after this happens, they go on to say in this whistleblower document that is in my link tree, they go on to say in this document that Mr. Ravini's like disbelief at what happened in that meeting is now like a relic of a different time, because he goes on to witness things that are so far beyond that are just outrageous. And here's what he says. He says other things that he witnessed were DOJ officials undermining the rule of law by actually ignoring court orders. He says DOJ officials presenting quote unquote legal arguments that have no basis in the law, right? High-ranking DOJ and DHS officials misrepresenting facts actually before the court. So what does that mean? It means they lied to the court. And DOJ officials directing Mr. Ravini to misrepresent facts in one of those cases that were a direct violation to his legal and ethical duties as an officer of the court. He's like, you've got to be kidding me. What upside down world, crazy place am I living in? So, here's where it gets really crazy, folks. Okay. So remember, Emil Bovee said what? He said, it's very likely that a court order is going to happen before we can get these planes to take off. He tells them that on that Friday, March the 14th. And sure enough, at 1:12 in the morning, so that Friday night, Saturday morning, a court case is filed with the court by the ACLU. Okay. That suit is filed on behalf of 5 Venezuelans who are facing imminent deportation under the Alien Enemies Act. Okay. What's up, Jabber? So that's what happens. And so they moved for a temporary restraining order to prevent them from being removed. Now, when Mr. Ravini wakes up in the morning, he sees this lawsuit's been filed and he begins to remove it. And it's through this lawsuit by the ACLU that this DOJ official actually learns what's happening. And this is the part that should just make you go, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Mila? Well, wash your hands quickly and then get out of the water. So here's what he found out. He found out through the court filing by the ACLU that these people were being deported to El Salvador, to prisons in El Salvador that were known for their human rights violations and abuses and torture. Good evening, Sandy. I want you to understand that this is a DOJ attorney. Yeah, babe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. Are you okay? Yeah. This should bother everyone. Why would we ever do this? Can we pause for just a minute? Because I think that people skip over this part. Why would we ever do this? Why would we not just deport people to another country, period? Why would we want to deport human beings who have committed no violent crime to a prison that practices abuse and torture? Why would this be a thing that we would want to do as the United States of America, who is supposedly against countries that violate human rights? You see what I'm saying? I really want people to start, I really want to start demanding from people who support this. I really want to begin demanding from people who support this or make fun of this or make light of this. I really want to ask them, I want you to tell me why this is something you would want to happen. Would you want someone who's never committed a violent crime ever to be tortured or abused? You know what I'm saying? Listen, I know that we shouldn't do it. I know some of the reasons why they would want to do it. What I'm saying is, for the human beings that live in your neighborhoods, that go to your churches, that sit on your PTA, right? I want those people to tell me why this is something they would ever support. That's what I want. Masani, did you mean to request up? So like I this is what I want. I want the people in your circles to justify to you why this is something they would want for someone who hasn't committed a violent crime. Because if they walk across, right, go to your churches, because they do. And if your pastor is one of them, ask him. And if you go to one of those kind of churches, ask him in front of the congregation. Y'all do know that this is a thing that happens in some churches where you bring people before the church for their sins. Y'all ever been in one of those churches? Y'all ever been in some of those churches where you bring people up so to address their sin in front of the whole congregation? I think we need to start doing that for folks. Like if you're a Christian or you claim to be a Christian and you go to one of them churches, right? That's what I want. So, yeah, I've seen it. I'm just saying. All right, so check this out. So he's reading this court filing from the ACLU and he finds out, gotcha, that these folks are going to be deported. They're going to be deported to prisons in El Salvador that are known for abuse and torture, right? Human rights violations. And after he learns this from the plaintiff's lawyers, right? James Boasberg, who is the attorney, actually says, this Boasberg actually issues what is called an ex parte temporary restraining order prohibiting the government from removing the 5 names and then set a hearing. Now, why is this part right here important? This part is important. So that means in the morning, there was a temporary restraining order for those 5 people already. And then there was a hearing scheduled for 4:00 in the afternoon to consider expanding that temporary restraining order to a protected class of people. But as of 8:30, 9:00 in the morning, there's already a temporary restraining order for those 5 individuals. Okay, so they end up moving the hearing from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And this is where I need for you all to understand what's happening behind the scenes. What's happening behind the scenes is these folks are recognizing the DOJ leadership, the Department of Homeland Security leadership. They are communicating to each other and saying, listen, the hearing is at 4. Let's ask the court to move it to 5 so that we can respond appropriately, right? And that gives them more time to get people on these planes, to get them in the air. They are running against the clock. They want to get these planes in the air before that temporary restraining order is expanded. That's what they're trying to do. Got it? I just need to paint that picture for you. That they are literally doing their damnedest to get these planes in the fucking air before this hearing takes place. All right? So, appreciate you guys. So here's what's happening at the same time. So we get to this part. So now there is a temporary restraining order for the 5 people, right? When that temporary restraining order happens for those 5 people, Erez Raveni, right, who is the only DOJ attorney right now that we like, because he's the only one that has any morality and ethics and integrity. He sends out an email at 10:18 in the morning. And he says, hey, listen, we've received a temporary restraining order, right? And we have disseminated to the relevant executive branch agencies. So you understand that when you get a restraining order, when you get an order from the court, you have to respond to the court and let them know that you've received it and that you have given it to the people that need to know about it. Okay? So Raveni replies to the court at 10:18 in the morning and says, okay, cool. I got it. We got a temporary restraining order. The hearing is set for this afternoon. And I have disseminated that information to all the relevant agencies, which would mean who? DHS, Department of State, and the rest of the DOJ, right? So at 5 o'clock that day, when they're going to have the hearing, Drew Ensign represents the government in court while Raveni listens on the public line to what's happening. Now, this is the part where, if you're not familiar with what has happened, is at the time that he is listening, he's also texting and emailing at the same time. The beautiful thing about this is this man knows, after 15 years in the DOJ, that he needs to be heavily involved in a significant case of CYA. Okay? And so what he has done is he has sent this, y'all, it's actually saved in my device as Raveni receipts, because we love receipts as much as we love facts, right? So listen at this. So here's what happens. So while he's listening on this public line and he's listening to what happens, he's also sending text messages and emails to different colleagues and people, right? So I'm going to share this with you. So you guys, I'm going to share screen with. God, I hope it does this. Share. Nope, I don't want to do that. I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so I'm going to do it this way. Maybe not. Maybe I'm not. Show. Okay, I'm not. Just, it's in the damn link tree. Do we have a sub badge? Yes, you have a sub badge, Sandy. Yes, you do. You do have a sub badge. Oh, sorry, y'all. Everything's hurting today, so I'm moving around a lot. Bella? Okay, I'm just checking on you. All right, so listen. So here's what happens. So he sends out this email to everybody. Now he's listening on the public line. She's a subscriber, so she has a badge. Anybody that you see, hold on, please. Anybody that you see with a little red box that says Danny in it, they're a subscriber. So that's what she was asking. Oh, thanks, Tom, for subscribing. What, babe? Girl, no. You just ate. No, if you go finish your chicken and stuff. I'm not getting up and making no noodles. Nope, you have more food. No, I'm not. No. All right, so at this hearing, the Judge Boasberg, says, quote, the plaintiffs expected planes to be departing within the last couple of hours, end quote. And then he asks Drew Ensign, quote, if any of the named plaintiffs are in fact on any plane that has departed, end quote. Okay. Now, Ensign says, let me just double check. I've got Lisa, Backup, and Masani that have both requested up. Did you mean to? Mila, don't talk so loud. This is not the Mila show. Yes. Masani, did you mean to? What's up, Lisa?
Hey, Danny. No, I don't want to interrupt, but I was just thinking about the question you asked, like, why would they want this?
Yeah.
Why would they want this? And I was thinking about the dog guy that was on your live yesterday, I think it was. And he was saying that he likes all the stuff that they're doing. He wants them to do it more and harder.
Dun.
Dun, that's what it was. And there's been a couple people I noticed have started to say this. And I can get from it is that we have this ideal of what America should be aspiring to be, right? Like the best version of itself and the things that we're all working toward. But they see that as naive and like woke, right? That's what they really consider woke and but their version of woke and naive and unrealistic. They believe that we should just take the blinders off and take off the rose-colored glasses and just be who we are, which are warmongering and greedy, and and all the corporate nonsense and stuff that our government, the people in our government, has kind of made us be.
Right. Yeah. Well, but you know what I take from it, Lisa? So here's my thing. The people that you hear saying that, what are their demographics? I'm just curious.
Way too mad.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, but they think we should just be like we should be the worst of us, right? We all think we should be the best of us, and we should strive to be the best versions of ourselves. But they think no, let's not deal with all that because I want to feel like I'm not the only one who's trash. So I want all you all to behave like like I do, and just be trash with me, so I don't stand out and I don't have to feel bad about myself.
Yeah. My thing is what those individuals don't realize is that their time of power is coming to an end. And all they are doing right now is trying everything possible to prevent that from happening. Okay? And here's what I know. The harder you resist something, the more it happens, right? It's just like quicksand. The more you struggle, the faster it happens. Okay? And that's what people don't understand. When you resist change, all you do is make your suffering longer. Because it's going to happen whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. We are at a distinct time of change for people who don't really understand what is happening globally is a shift. And what you see is, and there's two parts to it. Okay. In countries where it is predominantly white male leadership, that's what you see. In the other countries where it is male leadership, right, of a different melanin level, right, that's what you see. And the reason is because there is a huge shift that is going on right now where women are coming to the forefront in a lot of ways, in a lot of areas, whether you are talking about corporations, whether you are talking about education, whether you are talking about politics and leadership, it's coming to the forefront. And their desperation is only going to make it happen faster.
Yeah, I was my crash out this week or a couple of days. It was about that. I was like, I just figured it out, and I was like, I went in this long rant with Stacy, and she's like, "Girl, you're telling yourself stories, and I don't want to see you, wallowing in the dark and all this stuff." But like my whole thing that I figured out, and I mean, it's something that I'm sure it was not surprising to Stacy or probably you, but I'm like, those men realize that they cannot compete with us when the playing field is level. They cannot compete with us when the playing field is level. Like, they literally cannot do it.
I don't know if they know that. I don't even know if they know that because there's never been a level playing field. What I know is people don't have to know that you are better than them to just simply not want to lose power. Right? I think if you just dwindle this down to the most basic of issues is they do not want to give up their power and their greed. That's it.
Right. Yeah, no, I see that.
Yeah.
I was like thinking about just the things that they do, the things that they're trying to do to women and minorities, and I'm like, you know, I do think some of them do. I think some of them realize, like, you know, if we really have a level playing field, I can't compete with that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, because, well, and I think some of it is fear that they can't because they never had to, right? They don't know if they can. They don't know if they can keep up.
Yeah.
They
So
don't know if they'll stand up, right? When their privilege and their benefit and their advantages are gone, they don't know what will happen, and that's
Right.
the fear of the unknown.
Listen,
right?
here's the thing: mediocre people know they're mediocre,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Mediocre people know they are mediocre, and some of them. What, honey? Girl, no. Do you see it's nighttime outside? We ain't going out there. The mosquitoes will eat you up. The bugs will bite you, and then you'll be itching and swollen. This girl, she has like allergic reactions to bug bites. Yeah, and so she's like, Tutu. She said, Tutu, follow me, because she wants to go on the porch, which I don't mind her doing like during the daytime. But girl, no, you ain't going out there. So yeah, but so some mediocre men, they don't when you say they think a lot of themselves, right? That's a different group of people. Brianna, when you say those mediocre men who think so much of themselves, they are the people who they are the people who they to me they're the most dangerous people. Mediocre men who know they are mediocre, they don't really bother me that much. But the people who believe their own lies are the most dangerous, right? Because they really do believe that about themselves, and so that makes them the most dangerous out of everybody that's out there, right? And so that's what you see with a. So here to me is the difference. I believe Pete Hegseth knows he ain't shit. That's why he tries so hard to be the shit, because he knows he ain't shit, right? Donald Trump, however, don't even try to be the shit because he already think he is. Do you see what I'm saying? No, listen, Donald Trump believes he is the shit. He don't even know he ain't, right? He just believes he is.
Yeah, and just moves forward like that. Like
absolutely. And so that's how you can tell the difference. Pete Hegseth knows he ain't shit. That's why he tries to be the shit. Right? Trump don't try. Look at him. He just thinks he is.
He's got great just being. Like
yes.
This is like the shit. Like this.
And so this is what I'm saying, right? This is what makes it so dangerous. So listen, y'all, we are laughing and joking because we can see it, but this is where we have to laugh and joke and take action. This is why we have to laugh and joke and plan. Let me ask you all something. How many of you all sit down and actually picture where we desire to get to? Because listen, let me tell y'all this. They have a distinct image in their head about what they want the country to look like. Do we?
Well, no, not on a.
Okay, so listen. This is why they get things done, because they know where the fuck they're going. I don't believe that the vast majority of the country actually knows where they desire to go. And this is how they win. Because follow me, within the Democratic Party, or within the progressives and the unaffiliated and the non-MAGA, there's lots of disagreements. So listen, these folks that are following Trump and doing his bidding, they all agree on the essentials. They agree on money, power, and white Christian nationalism. Those are the four elements, I would say, of MAGA. Right? Would we agree with that? White Christian nationalism that has power and money.
In the hands of way too many.
Right. And so those people are loyal to that agenda. Not saying, listen, they might not be cool with some of the seriously racist shit that's happening, but as long as they're getting the Christian white power out of it, the Christian white nationalism with money and power out of it, they don't really care about the white part, right? As long as they get Christian money and power. Listen, I might not like that, you know. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like they might not be down with racism, but it's not a deal breaker either.
Right. It's not a deal breaker, right? Right. And so this is what I want y'all to understand. This is how they are achieving things because they know. So here's where the Democratic Party gets all jacked up, and progressives, or the rest of us. Let me just say it like that. The rest of us. Because within the rest of us, Mila, you're going to stop screaming, honey. Yeah, no, I'm going to need you to sit up and stop screaming. So listen, this is where Adore, make sure you watch Putting Triple K in the comments, please. All right, so listen, within the rest of us, you have people that feel significantly different about lots of different issues, whether that is LGBTQ plus things, right? Whether that is education and funding, whether that is universal health care, whether that is, do you hear what I'm saying? There's a lot of differences within there. And so what we have to get is a core value system in each of these areas that everybody can agree to at a basic minimum. You understand? Right? And so at a basic minimum, the key to a trans conversation and an AB conversation is the same, right? It's the same. The key is what people do in their private lives with their physicians is their business, and we have nothing to do with it, nor should we. Okay, that's the conversation that has to take place. So
I love that when he said that. Freedom means mind your own damn business. I thought that was brilliant.
It does. Because follow me. So this is the thing. As long as whatever someone is doing does not infringe upon the rights of someone else, not imagined rights, but real rights, okay? It's literally none of your business, right? So unless you want to justify why you take why you get hair plugs, right, which is also gender affirming care, okay, unless you want to to justify and have me involved in a decision as to whether or not you get to take testosterone or have a penile implant or whatever, right? These are the things that are done in the privacy of individuals' homes between themselves and their physician. There is, and so what everyone else has to be doing is getting talking points that are across the board, just common sense, but also backed up by facts that even the most extreme, because you all have heard me do this, even the most extreme Trump supporter can hear. Okay. And we know that we can get them to hear. Why? Because Accent has heard, Brevin has heard, Sherry has heard. I can't even name them all, but you all know the folks that we've got to hear. So what are the values of everyone else that's not MAGA? Yeah, Daniel, I know privacy was the basis of the Roe decision. But here's the thing. When you say that, it's not enough for people. Do you know what people need to understand about the Roe decision? Is that the Roe decision also, it had privacy up here, and it took into consideration gestational age, it took into the consideration viability, and it took into consideration the health of the mother. There were 3 separate things that it took into consideration along with that, and people don't realize that because people believe that viability can be broken down into gestation, and it cannot. They are not the same thing. I can be 28 weeks and it not be viable. And guess what? Those are the instances where procedures have to be done and people are devastated and hearts are broken. But those have to be the types of conversations that we have with people. But we've got to figure out, hey, thank you, Jen. What? Yeah, I know it is. But that's how we have to talk about these types of things. So if I were say, so now y'all got me on a tangent right now, but so listen, if I were to say, what are the core values? And think about this, guys. What are the core values of progressives slash, I would even say, what are the core values of non-MAGA? What are the core values of non-MAGA? What do you think would be first?
Eat the rich, or some variation of it, but in a nice way.
Okay,
Like,
Dirty Bad Blogger says human rights. So can we break this down? Because human rights is such a blanket statement. I don't think that people get it. Hold on, before y'all give me some more. Hold on. Can we break down human rights? What does that actually mean? What falls under human rights? Because let me ask you this. Do you believe that everybody that is non-MAGA believes that healthcare is a right?
No.
Okay.
No, because if they did, we'd already have it. We'd already have universal health care.
Okay, so follow me. Right. No, but does everybody believe this? Does everybody believe that everyone should have access to safe, affordable, quality health care? Do we think that everybody agrees with that? That everyone should have access to safe, quality, affordable health care? So this is what people need to say. We need to stop saying dumb shit like healthcare is a right, because it's horrible messaging. It's horrible messaging. People go, what do you mean it's a right? Because I ain't never had that right my whole life where I live. You hear what I'm saying, y'all? Nope, I don't have to define access, Rogue, and I'll tell you why. That is for the access is for clarification in policy. And by the way, there is a definition of access when it comes to measuring sticks within health and human services already, right? So I don't have to define access until later. All I want is to gain your agreement in the basic value. Mila and Bella, not so loud, babes. Yeah, I think it should be a right. However, but not everybody does. And what I want to do is, so listen, folks, it ain't about you and what you believe, because I might believe it, but we are talking about a basic universal message that brings people into the fold.
What would be the equivalent of Christian nationalism? Money, power is what Dan
So,
like, what would be the on the other side?
Miss Mellis, I don't agree. Everybody that I've ever asked, even MAGA, everyone has said yes to access. Everyone has said yes to access. There's not a single person I know or that I've ever spoken to that has said, no, I don't think people should have access to health care. Because then you sound like the damn devil. I've never had anybody say no to access. They'll say, no, it's not a right, but they won't say no that everybody should have access. So I'm not going to fight with them about the word it's a right. Either I'm not worried about Gary. Gary was over here on TikTok. And I can't even see what Gary's saying on Facebook. I can't. Like, sometimes I see comments and sometimes I don't. So here's what I would say. So core values, right? Access to safe, quality, affordable health care. That's a core value. Okay.
How would you say economic, economic stability part? So
yeah, hold on. Did you remember? Thank you for not going through the AB years ago. No, Marcus, I didn't. I sure didn't. Did you call your mom? What a dumbass question. And I don't usually say, when people say there's no dumb questions, no, there is. There is. There is. Literally, literally, Marcus pops in on Facebook and says, "Did you remember to call your mom and thank her for not going through with the abortion years ago?" No. Did you remember to call your mom? I want y'all to watch how quickly this is. Block list. Boom. He's gone now. Marcus is gone. Blocked. We love that for Marcus. People are just weird as shit. Like, what in the world? Give me 1 second, y'all, while I take care over here in this world too. Because sometimes I cannot. So let's see. Block. Block and block. Bye, Marcus. You're gone in all the ways. AB word is not healthcare. Gary, get the fuck out of here. Come on over to TikTok, Gary. You want to come back on my panel? Come to TikTok. Here, Gary, you don't even got to come to TikTok. Let me get you right here. I got you, my friend. You ready? And I use that word very lightly. But here we go. Hold on. Sorry, you guys. Give me 1 moment. Here, Gary, this is for you directly. Let me. All right. So I'm replying to you. Look at how much direct attention you're getting, Gary. Boom. You should feel special. I replied to you specifically. And I gave you the invitation literally over here on Restream. You can come everywhere, not just TikTok. Come on, Gary. Because you don't know shit. You didn't know it the last time I talked to you, and you still don't know it now. All right. So, I know. Give me just a second. Oh, there you are, Gary. Is that you over here in TikTok land? Which way you want to come? Which way? What you want, Gary? We met Gary once before. You coming over here? Or you coming over here? Which way, Gary? Gary, how are you?
Hi, I am good.
Good. So, no, hold on for a second. Yeah, hold on for a second, Gary. So, I have a really serious question. No, he's not a bot, Laura. He came to TikTok from Facebook. He's not a bot. He's a real person. That's why he's on the panel. He's not a bot. I know exactly who he is. Okay. So, right, Cam and whatnot. So, Gary, this is my question for you. Seriously speaking, can you share with me how much information you know about pregnancy, delivery, high-risk pregnancies? Hold on, I'm not finished. Thank you. Perinatal, prenatal, obstetrics, care, and postnatal. All of those. Can you tell me how much you know about it and how much time you have spent actually looking up that information?
Hardly any, because that's not what I specialize in. I'm not a doctor or a prenatal physician.
Yeah, I'm not either, Gary, but I took the time to actually know so that when I say something, Gary, the reason I asked that question is because when you say AB is not healthcare, not only are you just medically, factually inaccurate, right? It just sounds ignorant, right? So I'm asking you, if you believe that to be true, Gary, but do you think that, and so we talked about this the other day, Gary, right? We talked about the fact that you don't do your due diligence when it comes to people that are running for office and issues. So if you're going to say something, Gary, Gary, let me finish.
I'm just saying.
Gary.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead.
So here's the thing. Do you care if your opinion is factually wrong?
An opinion is an opinion.
I ask you, do you care if your opinion is factually wrong?
Factually wrong?
Correct.
I mean, if I'm wrong, I'm man enough to admit it. But like,
that's not what I asked you, Gary. I'm going to try again. Listen to the question. Listen to the question. Here was the question. Do you care if your opinion is factually inaccurate?
I'm not gonna say it's inaccurate.
I didn't ask you if you would say it's inaccurate. I asked you, listen to the question, damn it, because I'm not fooling with you all night tonight. This is the question. Do you care if your opinion is factually accurate?
It's an opinion. It shouldn't be based on facts or whatnot. It's an
So
opinion.
what you're saying is no, you don't care. So what you're saying to me is no. You, Gary, listen to what the fuck I asked you. Stop. So it does. So stop. Listen. Let me explain it to you. Because this is a yes or no question and it's not hard, Gary. So follow me. I can give an opinion, right, that it is nighttime outside. And I would be factually accurate because when I look outside, it's nighttime, right? I could also have an opinion when I look outside that it is daytime. But when I look the fuck outside, Gary, I would be factually inaccurate because it ain't daytime. Because the sun has gone down and it's dark outside. So the question is very simple, Gary. Opinions don't have to be factually accurate. My question to you is, do you give a damn if your opinions are factually accurate or not? Does it matter to you if the shit you say is accurate or not? That's the question, Gary. You have to unmute, Gary, if you're talking. I sent you an invitation to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay,
So
I'm man enough. If I'm wrong and I discover that wrong, then
Gary. Gary.
Oh, well, okay.
Gary.
Yes.
I need a yes or no. Do you care? I can hear you.
I do care.
You do care if what you say, if your opinions are factually accurate or not. You do care?
My opinions. It's my opinion.
Right, but do you care if your opinion is right or wrong? Do you care if your opinion is right or wrong? Yes or no?
I don't dwell on that.
I didn't ask you if you dwell on it. Damn it, yes or no? Do you care if your opinions are yes or no? Huh?
I don't know. Honestly, it depends. I guess it. I don't know. I guess it depends on the issue or whatnot. I strongly, believe in it. Support it.
So even if you strongly believe in something, you don't care if the shit you say is actually wrong. That's what you're telling me. So your strong belief is a reason to say things that are inaccurate. That's what you're saying?
Well, inaccuracies. Opinions don't usually have to be Like,
I didn't
you
ask
give
you
an
what they
opinion,
have to
doesn't
be,
mean I have
Gary.
to, like,
This is literally a judgment of your own integrity. So let me tell you the reason why I'm asking you this question, Gary. The reason why I'm asking you this question is because your answer to this question tells me about your level of integrity. It really does. So the bottom line is, even if I have an opinion about something, right? I care whether or not my opinion is factually accurate or not. Like, I care because I don't want to have an opinion